craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns, and you're like, hard to the right, hard to the left. Just, I don't know, maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
If the pilot has a heart attack, who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. True. I'll complain though, from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
Hi everybody, woohoo! Welcome to Hex Token Channels. In intro, let's fly, let's go alpha with the intro. That's pretty much how we go. Welcome everybody. We're multi-streaming to multiple crypto channels, so big welcome to everybody. Obviously, woohoo! And of course, we're gonna get into it. This is gonna be really fun. So we're gonna be talking about Overwatch, of course, everything blockchain, and of course, our famous whale in the PulseChain X ecosystem, Rackham Rishel. And of course, we're going to find out, this is all about exploring a bit more about how big the commitment is to PulseChain. It's going to be pretty epic. Hopefully you'll learn something, you'll see something you haven't heard before, and you'll see actually the scope and the scale of the commitment of what these big venture capitalists and blockchain development firms are doing on PulseChain. And hopefully it will just expand the fact that we've got really AAA investors and technology developers building out the ecosystem on PulseChain. It's going to be very, very excited, and they've got a big stake in it. They are fully committed, and you're going to see that throughout this performance. So hopefully, let's go on this one. We're going to have a lot of fun. Let's get into the chat first. Say hello, of course, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and all that good stuff. I think we're heading up towards we're up to 4,978 subscribers. We're 22 away from the big 5,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? It's going to be awesome. Anyway, this is going to be a terrific live stream. And of course, tomorrow we have got Rags to Riches already scheduled on for tomorrow. And of course, that's just the beginning of hopefully quite a few interviews we're going to be having with some leading teams. So we're doing the leading teams. And of course, we want to look at quality all the time. So hopefully everyone's going to enjoy that. Let's get into the chat. Have a good time. Hey, welcome everybody, of course. We've got Tufon in the house. Hey, good to see you, Tufon. Woohoo! Hey, good to see it. Mark Dane's in the house with the big green heart. Love that. And Precisely says, I saw your video with Crypto 7. A great job. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. A nice guy, and man, of course, doing another great job. He's at the top of the world in the UK, spreading the good love about PulseChain and PulseX and Hex and everything else. And of course, I'm down at the bottom of the world here in good old New Zealand, aka Kiwi land. Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud, Lord of the Rings, all that good stuff, and of course spreading the word here as well. So it's a lot of fun. A big shout out to everybody around the world. That was a really good session as well. A big shout out, of course, to everybody that subscribed from there, and of course Crypto 7 encouraged people to subscribe to this channel to get us towards 5,000, and we're getting there. 22 subscribers away from the big 5K. It's a lot of fun for sure. The Simple Believer in the house there. Woohoo! Let's go. I love it. And I love seeing so many people, especially, people that are really committed to PulseChain and stuff like that, spreading the good words really is cool. And we've got lots of Hex Token channel members and other channel members on other crypto channels. It's really cool. It's now in the house there. Our awesome foreman, of course. Sup, people. Good to see it's now in the chat. And, of course, Wookie as well. Good to see Wookie. And, of course, he's been really busy in Discord too. Luke Wild, feeling very positive currently. I think there's a lot of reasons to feel very, very positive, Luke Wild. I think there's a lot of reasons. This is just one of the big ones for sure. Bitfinex says some interesting characters with interesting pets in this game, says Bitfinex. That's pretty funny. Hey, we've got Gabriel in the house there. Good evening, folks in the USA, and good morning, Europe. Absolutely, Gabriel. Let us know in the chat where you're from around the world. That'd be pretty cool. That would be cool indeed. D-Hex in there. Woohoo! What's up, Hexkins, PulseKins, and PulseXkins? I like how you talk there. That's very cool. Bob Wells in the house there, Hex Token channel member as well. We've got a couple of Hex Token channel members. That's now a Simple Believer. That's good to see you in the house as well. Appreciate the support as always. Hey, folks. Wow, that's amazing. Getting Rags on. I was number 8. Crypto donated for his Texan token. Legend. Nice one, Bob Wells. You got to bring that up tomorrow on the live stream as well. A Stake Hex says, can't wait for Rags tomorrow. You want to talk about Liberty Movement with that Texan token? Wow, absolutely, says StakeX. And of course, hello, all Superman at it again, says Matt and Bali. Never sleeps. No, boy, we do not. And of course, StakeX says, Dan, I'd love to see you, buddy. Absolutely. It's down as a trooper. Absolute trooper. Kay's in house there. Morning, everybody. Good to see you, Kay. Woohoo! Welcome to the chat. We have a lot of fun. Here it is. Look at this. We're going to get going, folks. Woohoo! Rackham Rishel, billionaire whale in the PulseChain Hex ecosystem. And of course, Overwatch is here as well. This is the building. I'm not sure whether they've started this building. It's at a marina. They've got to, I think, take down all the land at the marina. But look at the setting. It's pretty accurate. And this is the building looking to build. I think been looking at this for about 2 years, if I remember rightly. And of course, maybe 3 years even. I'm not sure where this is at. But this is the Overwatch building. I think it's a pretty cool picture. And Rackham recently published this. So I thought it was pretty cool. You can imagine Rackham, I don't know, we're at one of these top floors here looking out the other side at all the yachts going past. There is a marina, I think, further to the left of this image. I guess that's the right direction for you guys watching. Or is it the opposite side whenever you're doing the camera? But looks pretty good there. So nice. Is that his car there in the corner, on the right corner there? Is that Rackham Rishel's, one of his sports cars? I don't know. Maybe it's his kids out on the little yacht on the left there. That's pretty crazy. And of course, maybe that's Rackham Rishel there sitting on the balcony making some deals, as it were, making some deals. So we're not going to talk so much about Rackham's background. Of course, some of that will come out in the highest of stakes film documentary or TV series, depending on what happens there. That may end up on big streaming services like Netflix, Disney, or other ones like that. And of course, that's for something for later on down the year, end of the year, that we're expecting, and of course to be huge potentially. If it does get picked up, potentially tens, if not hundreds of millions of people, I guess, will see that. That is ginormous, of course, for Hex and PulseChain, and of course all the personalities as well, including Richard Hart, Rackham Rishel, and many others. So we're looking forward to that big time. And of course, we've got Emmy award-winning movie makers making that, and of course, nothing is being spared. And of course, Rackham Rishel has played a big role in that happening. So very cool. We got a few more comments, I think, have we? Have we got a few more comments? No, I think we're up to date there. No, we've got a few comments in the house, so we're going to get into that. Mexican Hexagon, whoop, whoop. Melbourne represents, says Mexican Hexagon. Great to see you. Oz Strata in the house, says SKB. Good to see you, Aussie SKB. And of course, the first Hex Token channel member here as well. Very cool. Now, if you're on all the other crypto channels, say hello in the chat. We love a vibrant chat. Now, what crypto community you're from. And of course, PulseChain is here for everybody. It's going to welcome everybody. It's going to be the biggest crypto airdrop in crypto history. It's going to be amazing on the Ethereum blockchain onto PulseChain. So if you've got stuff on Ethereum, it's going to be copied over to PulseChain. It's going to be pretty epic. Let's have a look here. We've got StakeX. I'm from Carolina Beach, North Carolina, best beach town in the USA. Actually, StakeX, I've actually been to North Carolina, not to Carolina Beach, but I've actually been. It's one of the few states I've actually been to. A very green valley kind of place there. DHex says, how are you, everybody? Nice to see you all, says DHex. Gabriel says, I'm in Kansas City, heart of America. Where's everybody else from? Yeah, well, we've got a few other places there in the US. And Simple Believer, this is my favorite channel. I get all my updates every day, says Simple Believer. I appreciate that. It's a big shout out. Smash those likes, says KD, absolutely. From Christchurch City, New Zealand, moved to Bali, says Matt. Nice one. And Christchurch City is a very nice place. Obviously, it's had 2 different earthquakes, but I don't know what they have in Bali. Lots of sunshine. Maybe that's what they have. Patricia Stairs in the house there. Hi, nice to hear you on Crypto 7, says Patricia. Hey, we got royalty in the chat, folks. Royalty. Always a pleasure to see Patricia. What a legend. And of course, Arizona is now in Arizona. Very cool. All right, we're going to move forward. Let me just check a few things here. And of course, we're going pretty good. So I'm going to move on from there. KD's from California as well. Good to see you, KD. And of course, that's where Clint Eastwood was born, right? In I think San Francisco, California. So that was our image we used for our first live stream earlier today. All right, here we are, Overwatch, folks. Let's move on. And of course, Rackham Rishel is a partner of Overwatch and a founder. Let's have a look on here. So what's the involvement that's happening in PulseChain with Rackham Rishel? Obviously, Overwatch partners in everything blockchain are fully committed to PulseChain network and community. So this was based on the 27th of June tweet that Rackham Rishel put out there. So Overwatch partners and everything blockchain are fully committed to the PulseChain network and community. This is so amazing. to have a billionaire and, of course, a huge technology firm in the tech space and blockchain building and committed to this chain. And of course, we're going to find out a lot more details about them coming up. So hold on to see how big they are actually committed. It is big. They are big. They're invested big with financial money. They're investing big with platforms and business models. It's really, really cool. So we've got getting the best of both worlds from these organizations. We currently have 2 projects underway. So this was the 27th of June. We currently have 2 projects underway. Of course, yes, it's an exchange and encrypted comms. So very cool there. So we've got this one. We've got the EB exchange. So everything blockchain exchange. That's what that means. And of course, it's not going to be any ordinary exchange. It's going to be a crypto and a stock exchange, which I love. I love that combination. It's going to be so epic. And of course, integrated blockchain and legacy bridge exchange. So fantastic. Enhancing blockchain, combating fraud, and a greener blockchain. It's going to be so good. And we need this kind of exchange in the platform as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. This is going to be a big, if you imagine a big puzzle around PulseChain, the things that you need, this is one big piece that you need. And so it's great to see this for sure. It's going to allow capital to go in and capital to go out and back and forth. It's going to be so good. And obviously with Rackham and Overwatch and everything blockchain, they'll be able to do marketing and everything else that's required to make that success. So it's going to be awesome. I'm very excited about that. And of course, let's check out some of the other ones. Here's the EB control. This is government level security for everybody. Your data, your control forever. And of course, desktop, mobile, email, simple to use. It's going to be really great with the latest technology you could possibly imagine. So really cool there. EB control. And of course, EB exchange. So very cool. Here's one of their business meetings. These guys are serious. And of course, they have a lot of fun too while they're doing it. But this is the post meeting, of course, having a little bit of dinner and a bit of chit chat. So very cool. All right. So that is one of the highlights there going on. And of course, we're going to move on to who is Overwatch. Overwatch here on Facebook. And of course, this is their domain here. And of course, you can see that picture again. This is a bit of details. There's a couple of little posts there about Overwatch there back in 2019, 2020. But we're going to jump forward from there into Rackham's. One of Rackham's latest ones, of course, is someone is still making moves behind the scenes. In other words, these guys are still working pretty hard. Original here from Bloomberg.com. So getting major press on this. Everything blockchain. Got a nice little press release posted out there. And of course, we're going to have a little look at that. That's dated the 7th of July. So that's not long ago, folks. That's about, 11 days ago, posted out here. Everything blockchain, which is working with Rackham Rishel, are building a technology after technology patents. So everything blockchain files patent for EBI blockchain drive. These guys are just pushing the boundary in blockchain technology. Very excited to see that. We're going to jump to the Bloomberg.com, of course, update here. And of course, you can see that they're going to be basically getting a patent for technology that protects people from ransomware attacks. So this is pretty much what they're doing, preventing people from ransomware attacks. There's more technology in that space. And of course, it's a huge market that people get up to about $265 billion exploited in that way by 2031 there. So it's a pretty big market they're entering with that. So pretty cool. And of course, they've got the EB drive is going to provide a solution for that. And of course, it's going to be pretty neat little model there. EB's drive, innovative and novel use of blockchain inherent immutability ensures that the locally stored data is impervious to ransomware attacks from bad actors. So we all know that's pretty well needed. So it's a pretty good solution. Just one of the many technology patents that these guys are pulling to the market. So pretty exciting there. Now, everything blockchain, of course, envisages a future where every transaction is trusted and blockchain is used to meet ESG goals. And of course, supports cities of the future, build and control the transparency of supply chains, and ensures the rights of data ownership is sustained forever. The company's patent pending advances in blockchain engineering deliver the essential elements needed for real-world business use, speed, security, and energy efficiency. Current sub-brands include EB Advise, EB Block, and EB Control. And of course, we see EB Controls coming to PulseChain. So it's a really big deal. These are big players. This is not little players. This is not little person. It's not someone who's building Solidity code, and that can be very cool. This is corporate level stuff. It's very exciting to see these players, as well as the smaller Solidity coded players, innovating in the block space and PulseChain space. So it's very exciting. The other thing, of course, we're going to have a look at, let me just get rid of some of these comments here. We're going to also jump over to the next one here. Now, this was an update here, the 20th of July, 2021. And of course, this shows you the commitment. So we already see that they're bringing technology to PulseChain, and in terms of major components that we need, but they're also bringing massive financial commitment. They're committed to the chain. So we're going to look at that now and see how deep these guys are committed to the chain. And of course, Everything Blockchain here, there's the 20th of July, 2021, announced today that it has joined with Overwatch partners, okay? So Everything Blockchain, the technology company, has joined with Overwatch partners, and of course, the company's largest shareholder. So Overwatch is the largest shareholder in Everything Blockchain, to take the lead position during the on-ramp process with PulseChain, which launched on Friday, July the 16th, 2021. So obviously it's talking about PulseChain, how amazing it is there. The first system stake fork of Ethereum, upgraded to proof of stake, faster, stronger, hold the keys to your coin, the biggest airdrop in crypto history, potentially the largest yield farm in crypto history with PulseX, and of course the fastest way to mass adoption with the official bridge and other bridges coming in. It's going to be crazy, crazy time. And of course, on top of that, deflationary tokenomics, it's going to be pretty epic. And of course, these guys have taken up a leading foot there, so you can see that as well. So it's to take up a lead position in the on-ramp process in PulseChain. In other words, the sacrifice. We know a lot of corporates would not go into a sacrifice. They'd probably wait till after the PulseChain launches. And of course, these guys have taken the lead here and gone in before the issuance of PulseChain. So pretty strong belief and commitment to PulseChain from these guys. So Christian Rishel, a founder partner of Overwatch Partners, and Robert Adams, the company chief executive officer, have been involved in the gamification, theory crafting, league bonus, and adoption cycle curves, distributed autonomous organization DAO, and other strategic and governance planning of PulseChain. Christian Rishel stated, as a shareholder of Everything Blockchain, I'm extremely happy with the company's decision to join with Overwatch Partners. I might just make that a little bit bigger so you can see that. As a shareholder of Everything Blockchain, I'm extremely happy with the company's decision to join with Overwatch Partners on PulseChain or in PulseChain. I am very confident that decision by Everything Blockchain team in the PulseChain will pay off in the short and the long term. I am boldly predicting that Everything Blockchain could net upwards of $50 million, more likely $100 million during the inaugural year of PulseChain, shattering their projected annual earning numbers. And we're going to look at those later on. Hold on to your hats. It's going to be cool. Robert Adams added, we're currently working on protocols to make our wallet transparent to the general public so that our investors, shareholders, and employees can watch our success as our wallet grows in value. Excuse me. We fully anticipate wallet view being accessible to the general public by that time, and PulseChain tokens are distributed to the on-ramp participants. Now, Rackham Rishel recently disclosed that they have 5 wallets. I believe that 2 of them are publicly known. And of course, they have 5 wallets that are run through, I think, a legal firm there. So it's pretty powerful. So we're going to jump forward here. Of course, the company's involvement in PulseChain comes on the heels of its success with Hex. Obviously, already a big player in Hex, the largest cryptocurrency certificate deposit program, which touts obviously a huge ROI in its first 2 years. Eric Jaffe, the company CEO of Everything Blockchain, said, we're fortunate to get into the Hex program when we did, and we have reaped the rewards of tremendous growth over the past 4 months. Recognizing that the $5 million in revenue, we are entering PulseChain from the very beginning, where we expect even higher returns. With our recent filing of our own query chain blockchain, the first green blockchain, our focus with PulseChain was to ensure that the blockchain was also eco-friendly. Based on our belief and understand that every facet of our lives will eventually be touched by blockchain, it is our mission to ensure that it is done efficiently, transparently, and environmentally friendly as it can be. PulseChain fits that definition. So massive commitment into the PulseChain sacrifice, following on success with Hex. A strong belief in obviously Richard Hart, the founder, and of course his dev teams to execute as well. So they went in before operational risk has been signed off. Obviously, operational risk means that PulseChain goes live without much of an issue, no material issues. And of course, that's a big belief, right? So pretty exciting. And of course, many of us expect some institutions to come into PulseChain after the PulseChain has launched, and that is following any sacrifice phase and following any operational risk. So pretty bullish as indeed. And of course, these guys are deeply committed as well. So let's jump on to the next one, of course. This is following on later on, of course. This is now the 28th of July. It was a little bit later. And of course, we had another update here. Overwatch Partners, a venture capital home office, business incubator specializing in technology and blockchain companies, and the largest shareholder of everything blockchain, has recently undertaken the lead in the sacrifice position with more than 31 million in PulseChain and Ethereum fork. And of course, in addition to its initial commitment, Overwatch maintains liquidity to more than double its participation in PulseChain. PulseChain is a new blockchain-based cryptocurrency ecosystem that offers significant enhancements over the legacy Ethereum platform. And obviously, they dominate the sacrifice. So they are the big player in the game. And of course, they're not only committed financially, but they're committed to build and bring the best technology into the ecosystem and fundamental utilities that PulseChain needs to flourish. So it's a win-win there, and it's really exciting to see that. So cool. We're going to jump through some of this stuff here. And of course, we're going to go through all that. We're just jumping to the end here. Christian Rishel stated that we support Richard Hart's endeavors and are in step with his vision of the blockchain, his development of the third largest market cap cryptocurrency. Obviously talking about Hex Tokenomics at that stage, I think it was. The trading only Bitcoin and Ethereum and a market cap of more than 7,500 cryptocurrencies speaks volumes of his vision, strategy, acumen, and success. While a market gatekeeping and personality clashes seem to distract from these successes, the protocol of Hex and PulseChain are and will be managed through smart contracts that have already been released and reviewed by industry auditors, and is decentralized, meaning no one owns it and no one controls it. These platforms are reliant on the code and are self-regulating. Participation in PulseChain was one of the simplest decisions Overwatch Partners has made. So a pretty bullish commitment there from Overwatch and obviously Rackham Rishel, and obviously everything blockchain. Finally, we get up to the final update here. This is everything blockchain, the technology side of this partnership. And of course, everything blockchain here reported its financials just recently on the 10th of May. So it's not too old, just under 2 months ago. And of course, everything blockchain came out with their technology results. So basically, the period ending the 31st of January 2022, they generated 2.5 million in the fiscal year to 22, up from 0.1 million. So a huge, massive increase in revenue gain. Adjusted revenue is actually 11.9 million. And of course, that's up 4 times from 3 million back in fiscal year 2021. So doing pretty well. Record net income of 2.373 million in fiscal year 22, up from a net loss of 50 million in fiscal year 2021. Adjusted EBITDA was 5.2 million in fiscal 2022, up from adjusted EBITDA of 1.1 million in fiscal 2021. So EBITDA just means earning before interest and tax, depreciation and amortization, just to get you an idea, and the adjustments are in play. Completed a series of 4 transformative acquisitions. So these guys have been acquiring a lot. And of course, because of the technology company, they spend a lot on CapEx as well. Changing company name to better reflect expansive business opportunities. And finally, here is the big one here in green. Took a lead position in Ethereum fork for PulseChain alongside Overwatch Partners, everything blockchain's major shareholder. So pretty bullish on that point of view. Now let's get down to some of the key comments here. Our team's execution of our strategy in fiscal year 2022 gives everything blockchain an extremely strong foundation from which to accelerate growth and profitability, said Eric Jaffe, Chief Executive Officer. And of course, the combination of strategic acquisitions and investments, as well as support from our forward-looking customers, investors, and partners, places us in a great position to realize our vision of disrupting the technology market as it is today. Super bullish. And of course, their current brands, EB Advise, EB Build, and EB Control, looking super bullish there. Now, obviously, PulseChain is going to be the beneficiary of that, as we saw with Rackham Rishel at the top here. Overwatch Partners and everything blockchain are committed to the PulseChain network and community, and you can see they are committed big time. And this is no joke. This is large-scale commitment financially and technology. And of course, they're pushing the innovation frontier of technology as well. And PulseChain is going to benefit from this. So exciting to see this benefit as well. To further accelerate our growth plans, the company plans to raise up to $8 million from accredited investors through its Series C preferred stock. To date, everything blockchain has received a 1.5 million in capital through a strategic investor working with the company to advance its products and services in the Middle East and North Africa region. One of the company's largest shareholders, Christian Rackham Rishel, a partner in Overwatch Partners with everything blockchain chairman of the board, Michael Hutchins, has indicated participation in Series C preferred stock financing, taking a larger stake in the company by closing out the financial round, which is expected to close during the second quarter. So pretty exciting, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that background there about these companies. We often don't talk about that in crypto unless you're doing some deep research. But very exciting. And of course, we also know that Rackham Rishel's been up to, did an OTC deal, 250 million to 450 million OTC deal, over the counter deal. And it looks like with 9 degrees looks like the one, and the deal was done. And of course, that was overdone over a couple of months from the looks of it. And so that was bullish too. So lots of stuff happening in the space from Rackham Rishel, Overwatch, and everything blockchain. And we're going to benefit on PulseChain as well as those companies which are actually doing it. So pretty exciting. All right, if we're getting good, that's getting good. You thought it's good, it's getting even better. We're going to hold off there for a second, get into some of the comments as we move into the part two. Part two, we're about to get into. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's jump back here. We've got a few things in house there. We've got Arizona and California, of course, people in the house from KD, and it's now. DB Cooper's in the house here. What's up, DB? HP, woohoo, deja vu, so many streams. Feels like I'm in a time loop, says HP. That's true. Parts unknown, says DB Cooper. Always parts unknown. And of course, person of mystery there. Superman, come on back. Love to have a light beer with you sometimes. Free place to stay. If you want to take me up on it, let me know, says StakeX. Hey, that's awesome. I'll definitely have a look at that in the future, the StakeX. Once I get a bit more in the right position to do stuff like that, I will do that, StakeX. Now Matt and Barley says, from New Zealand to America, everywhere in between and back again. Nice to see you got a worldwide loyal group of fans and friends, says Matt. Absolutely, man. We love it. PulseChain Hex is global, and Hex Token is global too. I love the internet from that point of view. Patricia's got the big hearts out there. Big hearts. There's the big hearts, Patricia. Well, that's the Instagram model heart there that I always post up. This is the way it is. Ashley in the house there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Good to see Ashley. And Lies Beneath says, hello all, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely, that is the ultimate strategy. And it looks like Overwatch and Rackham Rishel agree with you, Lies Beneath. And of course, they agree with me and many of other people watching this live stream at the moment. Bob Wells says, okay, gang, I need some sleep. Last day shift here, AM, 6 days off. Hey, Bob, rest up. It was good to see you in the house. And Pearl's in there. Another hello. Good to see you, Pearl. What else there? Brizology says, I saw TikTok today, and I guess they make cool pads for dogs, and someone said it was great for sleeping on the head, on the heat, so I bought one. That's pretty funny to Briz. Dave Duranda, hi, Superman. Almost missed you. Yeah, just about. You got me in time. Mr. Froz, all the way from Calcutta, India. Good to see you, Mr. Froz. And Sandra in there as well. Good to always see Sandra. Hey, fam. Great coverage, Superman, says Briz. I appreciate that. And Brennan in the house there. G'day. And Pearl, was it Pearl in there? Waving to Superman from over the Pacific. Nice one. I like that. Could you imagine being in a little yacht going over the Pacific Ocean? That would be pretty scary, wouldn't it? And it's a pretty big thing. You'd want to know your stuff with that being able to sail, that's for sure. Pulsar Beta says, hello, Hexy bloke. Hey, good to see you, Pulsar Beta, in the house. And very cool. All right, let's get into part two. Woohoo! That's warming up. We're up to 28 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. So we're going to get into part two. Here we are. So Rackham Rishel. Many projects have credence and serve the definite purpose. And of course, creating a coin ranking site to compete with Nomics Finance and CoinMarketCap is very appealing. Lost litter or not, a real budget, superior tech, and a proper staff. Hex, PLS, PLSX, we are larger than them. Thoughts? So not only have they looked at the exchange, that's EB Exchange, and of course EB Control. So security and of course exchange, also looking at a coin ranking site. So that was pretty bullish. This was on the 18th of June. That was pretty nice and people were excited about it. So cool. And of course, then they went on further after that on the 1st of July. So this is only about 17 days ago. He said a fiat on-ramp and coin ranking site are now being vetted. So we're going from 2 major products now to 4 products. So 2 + 2 = 4. And so that's pretty exciting, man. A fiat on-ramp and coin ranking site are now being vetted for the PulseChain network. Super bullish. These are all key components of what we need as utilities in the PulseChain network. And it's bullish. And of course, these guys have got the ability to also get the marketing out there, get the business to business, the business to customer, the customer to customer relationships going. And of course, it's pretty exciting. Contingent on legal and compliance, we cannot stay at the mercy of other coin ranking sites. And of course, improper corporate conduct breeds your future competition. And of course, they want to be consistent about that. So that's pretty exciting. Now, Rackham did go on to explain a bit further with that. He goes, it's this or Clay Collins can let me take equity stake in Nomics Finance, so we can take on a few other industry giants. Clay, you're going to love my domain name if it works out. And of course, then he said, and when I stated if it works out, I was referring to try to obtain a certain domain tech. It's a long shot, but it's a great domain name. So that sounds pretty cool as well. Now, not only with that, we're obviously getting a lot of the lead teams in the house. We've got Internet Money, Power City, lots of different teams following pretty hot on the heels here. Pulse Hot List, everyone's following pretty closely to a lot of these actions that Rackham Rishel is doing. And why not? Because it's a big deal. It's not every day you have a big billionaire, big tech company, big venture capitalist out in the house here pushing the value add onto PulseChain. Super good. So as individual investors, you just have to participate. It's a pretty good, exciting to see this stuff happen. And of course, it is just enormous. It's so good. It really is great. So let's jump on to the next one. So that's 4 products we're looking at here now. Two in the pocket and 2 being vetted. And of course, they're all super important for PulseChain. Really, really is cool. All right, so then they put this little teaser out here, and this teaser was out on the 3rd of July. This is 2 days later, and then we get this teaser. What program built on PulseChain am I joining, and why? Let's discuss. No monetary disclosure at this time. 1 million to 10 million USDC. Why should I trust your project or your opinion on a project? So this is like 2 different things in one. So it's just like, whoa. There's a little cryptic here. And of course, not too many, lots of people jumping in there. We've got liquid loans in there, Internet Money. We've got lots of people in there. It's kind of pretty interesting. He said, of course, that someone said you should invest more in liquid loans. Said the cost of my involvement is generally too high for most project coordinators. Obviously, he's looking to do some big scale stuff, right? So pretty interesting there. And that's it. So I don't know if there was a good answer to that. So who knows what that means? And of course, we'll probably find out what that means in the future. Is this a 5th project? Is this the 5th project? I don't know. We're going to find out. It looks like that. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, Rackham Rishel will drop some Easter eggs there, just like he dropped this one about the exchange and the EB control encrypted comms. And of course, like he just dropped, these ones here around the Fiat on-ramp and coin ranking site being vetted. Is this a 5th project that he's talking about? Let's see. We're going to find out. All right. So then, of course, we got Rackham coming in here. Rackham, not only is financially committed with Overwatch and block everything, not only do they bring all this technology and these platforms, utilities coming to PulseChain, but they are also, Rackham himself personally is moving into the space as not just a personality, but a leader in the crypto space. And of course, PulseChain is the ultimate. Now, I don't know if you remember a long time ago, Rackham Rishel says that they want Overwatch to become one of the biggest venture capital firms in the world. Now, they obviously they're into lots of different things like security, defense, that sort of type of thing. They've got lots of different ventures in that. That's where they've got a lot of money invested as well, not just crypto, but they've got a lot of these other things that he's upgrading. But they're also looking to take leadership in the space as well. And of course, he's been opening up this Telegram, Rackham's Telegram chat. This is my personal Telegram chat room. Here's the deal. You're welcome to join, but be cool. I don't care for the profanity in my channel. And if we can skip for the adult stuff, that would be great if you're okay with that. So that's been good. He's been doing Twitter Spaces recently, which he's been dropping lots of alpha bombs on that. It's always good to get his experience in that. And of course, he's a professional, right? He's professional, and that's the standard that you get. And we need some professionalism. It's always good to have, your general crypto stuff, but it's always good to have that professional corporate type of attitude as well. So a good mix of those really creates a great path forward. So very exciting. And then, of course, so he's pulling up his own. He's now not just committing money, not just committing technology and partnerships, and of course utilities, but actually now taking a leadership role. And of course, expanding it from that point, becoming a personality in crypto space. Watch the space on this. This is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. He is obviously already in highest stakes as well. If that gets picked up, he's going to go viral with that. And of course, he's looked to provide quite a bit of capital towards that, to the voiceovers for that, to the film crew for that, and many other things And of course, he's hosted them at his house, and they've just been absolutely elated with his care while they've been in his I guess his area, as it were, or not in his zone. But yeah, it's been really, really cool. And of course, he's been doing that. So you're going to watch, he's going to get bigger and bigger as a personality based on what the moves he's gone. He already spent $20,000 or more on equipment for a studio. So he's going hardcore. And I think we're going to see him ramp up over time. And I think that's really cool. It's great to see such a huge venture capitalist and professional in the space adding alpha bombs all over the place. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, so we've got that. And then, of course, he's got a new website coming. So on the 15th July. So that last one there was on the 18th of June. So you can sort of see the transform here. He's really decided to step in there. And, of course, on the 15th of July, he has got a new website coming. Thanks to designer, you know who you are there. So that's pretty cool. So he's got a new website coming. We're looking forward to that. And, of course, this is on the 15th of July, so only just 4 days ago. And then, of course, he's also obviously huge in the highest of stakes and has really this is a big deal, right? Big deal in terms of adding value and getting the word out, getting virality. And as you know, I'm a waterfall chart. This is a key component in the future that's going to add a lot of added value. He's got here, Look Mum, making a movie. And of course, he's got executive producer produced by Rackham Rishel. This just shows you the level of commitment and involvement he's had in this project. So pretty cool. That looks like Patrick, doesn't it? Look like Patrick there from KSB TV or Crypto Sparbook if you're in Germany. Pretty cool. So very, very exciting. Someone, I think you got a couple of comments in there. The Hex Lion, the Hex Lion from KSB TV there, aka Patrick in the picture. And of course, wait, were you the executive producer? Something like that, says Rackham Rishel. So I thought that was pretty funny as well. So very, very cool. And he's put a lot of money into this, so it's not non-trivial stuff here. Of course, not only is he put a lot of money in, and not only has he got partnerships, technology, Frontier, not only they're putting utilities, all that sort of stuff in PulseChain, not only is he now moving into a leadership space, into a public figure space, and of course, very important, he's also super bullish about the end game, not just the journey, which he's excited to participate in, but the end game for PulseChain, and of course, PulseX and things. And of course, he's giving us price predictions, which is pretty special to have your biggest sacrificer and whale out there doing these sort of things. So Rackham Rishel gave us a price prediction here on the 12th of June. Every 2 months, he's pretty much going to give us an update approximately. And of course, or at least subject to change every 60 days. Obviously, new information comes in. You got to change your worldview. And of course, Rackham Rishel 2-year performance prediction. He was pretty bullish. Hex $1.05 on eHex. So that's Hex on Ethereum, the current product that we've got. Obviously, you're going to get a copy on that on PulseChain. And so PHEX or Hex on PulseChain he's got $1.15 there. So pretty bullish. And of course, that's huge upside where we are at the moment, 4 cents. And you can already see the chart at the moment. It's looking a lot more bullish, isn't it? With the old Bollinger Bands and the little edging. Looks like it's just sort of edging its way up. Still low volumes being traded at the moment, but it's kind of edging itself at the moment. So it's pretty teasing us to the future value. Of course, PLS, and he's got that at 10,050X and PLSX at 10,050X, both from all-time low. So it's pretty important they're both from the all-time low, whatever that is going to be, the PulseChain launches. And that can be very different from what the sacrifice price was for, say, the retail book or the mean sacrifice price there, which is, So it was going to be fascinating to see there. And of course, the interesting thing was from the previous prediction he made, he had PulseX at much lower. I think it was 9,000X or something like 8,000X. Can't remember exact now, but that was much lower. So he's actually moved his expectation of PulseX up higher, and he's actually, I think his Pulse one has moved down from 11,000 to 1050. So he's actually evened those out, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. So pretty cool for that, and of course subject to change there for that one. So nice on there, and of course lots of people excited about that. And of course, look, even the Hex token is there. Now that's a prediction. Let's go, of course. That's cool. Even Rags Richards in there. Why recently? Rags is trying to tease out some there. Now, Rackham Rishel has said before that he has modeling for this. He has some sort of modeling, as you would know. If you've got big bags committed to the sacrifice and you're doing all this commitment, you would probably have some form of modeling. I can't remember what he called it actually, but he has some form of modeling for this. Was familiar with it when he said it. I just can't remember what it was at the stage. So cool. Then, of course, not only is he so bullish with his commitment, he's also bullish in the outcome. And of course, recently on the 28th of June, he put here, sitting here drinking a coffee, contemplating whether I want to tweet my opinion on PulseX, possible violent price appreciation. Now, is that bullish or what? So his view on PulseX has changed. It is even, it's now on par, as we saw back here on the 12th of June. It's now on par later on the 28th of June. So 2 weeks later, he's now on par here with PulseChain. And of course, he's got possible violent price appreciation. We'll let you know. And of course, I think you already know the answers. So in other words, he's pretty bullish on PulseX, which I thought was pretty funny at the time. 100x in 1 year, someone says, and he goes, absolutely. So there we are. If you're after 100x, at least that's something he's got there. Can you give out an exclusive price prediction via DM? I give opinions, and yes, I can, which I thought was pretty nice there. And Hot Pro in there, do it. Nice, simple one from Hot Pro. Do it. Yeah, we like that. So we'll give that a bit of love there. So lots of love there for sure. Hey, we got PUSD in there. Actually, let me just see what they said. 20 minutes past, coffee must be finished. What was the outcome of your contemplations, says PUSD? I think that's pretty funny. Who else is in there, actually? So lots of bullishness stuff in there. And, of course, it's got the community going wild. And you can see more and more projects are following him now. He's really going to be a key pivotal player in this PulseChain. I mean key. I mean big. And, of course, excited to see that from my point of view. Finally, here's our last one. Woohoo! Hexicans. And, of course, this was given out on the 19th of June. And, of course, Hexicans, ever wonder what it will be like one day when everything goes live? A literal plethora of charges detonating simultaneously. Hex, PLS, PLSX, EHEX, PHEX, PulseChain cryptocurrency, limited time offer. Buy one and get one free. And of course, talking about Hex on the market at the moment. And of course, this famous excerpt as well is pretty classy. Look at that. We're going to be absolutely booming here. And of course, not only has he got bullish outcomes, but he's actually one of the key players. I mean, big players, as I've just demonstrated to you, that it's going to help make this all happen too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited to see that. Watch the charges. Here we go. There's the charges. Boom. Welcome, PulseChain. That's what it's going to be like, man. And of course, it's going to be even better because everyone's going to be looking for the next big thing. And what else is out there? I can't think of anything else that's going to be like PulseChain. And of course, it's going to be the first system state copy of Ethereum. It's going to be potentially the biggest airdrop in crypto history, potentially the biggest yield farm in crypto history, and of course, the fastest way to mass adoption, deflationary tokenomics as well, big buys and burns, and of course, much more. So stay tuned. We've already got 130, 150 projects. Rackham Rishel's projects are going to be massive utility stuff here, and it's going to be awesome. So cool. Hope you guys are enjoying that. That is pretty much our update here. For Overwatch and Rackham Rishel. I'm psyched. I'm actually psyched. And of course, this is in addition, this is coming down further down the pipeline. And of course, this is in addition to the awesome videos we've been doing lately on Maximus and of course, Icosa. And that's coming up soon. This stuff's coming up. This stuff is rolling out as we speak. But of course, we'll go live with PulseChain with everything else. So super still good stuff coming. Who else has got this stuff, man? Who else has got this stuff coming? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, we're going to be pumping for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to get in part 3. And part 3, of course, is the charts. We're going to get into crypto charts and see an update on that. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. And of course, tomorrow, we're going to have Rags to Riches giving us everything we want to know about the Texan token, which potentially could be targeting up to 500,000 people. And how many percent of those people will be getting onboarded to PulseChain? We're going to ask questions like that. It's going to be pretty epic. So more building on for PulseChain. And of course, we've got another video coming up after that. You guys are going to love that tomorrow as well. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got another video, and it's going to be absolutely pumped for that video. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really cool. All right, let's get into some of the comments here at the moment. And of course, let's see where we got up to. We got, and we're almost up to there. I think up to there. Brazossi, great coverage, says Briz. G'day, says Brennan. Waving to Superman from over the Pacific. I think we got up to there. Possibility says Hexy Bloke. That's where we're up to. And Brazossi says lost leader. I think he means lost leader, which is a product that loses money but gets customers in the door, and maybe they will buy more stuff. That's what a lost leader is. Yeah. I don't remember. I didn't say a lost leader though. Pearl's in the house there. A big fireworks and DHEX. Yes. Woo. Yeah, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Where that time travel machine, says Pearl. And a Beanie Tunes in the house. Woohoo! Absolutely, man. And DVE, glad to see you in such a great mood despite the poor AB's performance. Says I'm not even watching the All Blacks. I'm not even watching them. And I know they lost 2 games to Ireland, which is just insane. When I used to watch the All Blacks, they used to win 95% of the games. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's happening in that space. I haven't watched the All Blacks play probably for 8 years or something, maybe 10 years. Just don't follow rugby. I used to follow it when we had previous teams. We have some amazing athletes in them. I'm not sure how good our athletes are now, but they certainly were good when I was watching them. Obviously, losing against Ireland, they can't be too good at the moment. That's probably what I would say there. We got KD deleted that with the ABs. I don't know why he deleted that. That's funny. No, that's all right. Cool. Let us get into the chats. We're going to close down a lot of the stuff. Bam. We're going to close it all down, and we're going to move on to the chats here as well. Now, the PulseChain online conference, I've just hidden that for the moment. I'm going to re-release that later on. I've got to do some edits there that similar to what Matty Allen's done. And of course, once I get that edited, it takes a while to download. I've got about an hour left to download. I'll then re-edit that PulseChain conference day 3. That's with Richard, and I will then repost that hopefully today. And we'll see how I get on. I've got to edit a little bit of the content, just a little bit, and then I'll repost that out on the channel. So that'd be cool. All right, let us pull up the charts. We're going to pull in and see how we're getting on. There we go, and we're going to pull up. Let's go to the heat map and as well jump out of there. So you can find Rackham Rishel's link in the video description if you want to find out more about Rackham Rishel and follow him. The link is in the video description, so you can do that. And that's the way we rock here and roll. Let's get into the charts here. Stevie says, hey, Xigans, big greetings and hope all is well. StakeX says, Superman, what do you think the price will start at with PulseX at launch? No one knows, StakeX, really. The market dynamics have changed a lot, and no one really knows. I'm bullish about the price. Just no one really knows. I think I'd probably still stick with the upside target, which I think I had at I'm trying to remember what target I had at the time. I have to check my spreadsheet there, StakeX. I'll talk to you about that tomorrow because I don't like saying stuff that I can't remember properly. So yeah. Benny Torn says he blocked me for being pro RH, says Benny Torn. Who did that? Who did that? Was it you're talking about Rackham Rishel? Okay, yeah, sure. Well, I'm a big fan of Rackham Rishel, so that's unfortunate, Benny. Now he was getting a lot of incorrect flack from my point of view. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. So if you were being too pro, maybe it's not about being pro RH. He's pro RH. It's a matter about if people are criticizing him unreasonably, because there was a lot of false information and misleading information put out about him there, Benny. And of course, people think that they know how to do research, and of course, they only know a little part of the picture, and then they put that out as though it's the whole picture. And that's really what was happening there. I was almost laughing at some of the research that was being done, thinking how ridiculous it was. But hey, that's just the way it was. We try to keep out of the drama on this channel, Benno. So that's just the way it is. We kind of try to stick out of that sort of stuff. All right, cool. And we try to just talk about the info and the alpha. That's what we like to talk about. We've got Hex at the moment at 4 cents. Woohoo! Rock on. It's looking good, man. I like it. It's looking good. And this is our third attempt at 4 cents, by the way, on the hourly. Let's have a look at that. That's our third. We had a attempt back here, of course. And of course, this is on the hourly here. Boom. There we are. So 1, 2, 3. And of course, we've got a nice little uptrend here at the moment. Really need to break out now, in my view. Really need to break out here and get over 4 cents. And of course, the chart's looking good for that. Let's pull up the full Hex chart on the daily, and we're going to check that out. Gas price at the moment, Gwei is 17 at the moment. Man, are you enjoying this low Gwei price? That's for sure. We're here on Dex Tools. We're jumping between Dex Tools and Dex Screener. So that's where we're at this moment. Let's pull this up. All right, let's go here. This is the daily. Look at this, man. We've got closing, tightening Bollinger Bands, either breaks down or breaks up. And of course, we have kind of got the low here, the 19th of June. Let's take away my comment. I just realized I got a big comment there. Rakesh is in there. Thoughts on Hedron? Hey, Rakesh. We talked about Hedron yesterday, but we're going to talk about it in the chart now. So if you're happy with that, that's cool. But we did go through the whole of Hedron yesterday's afternoon's second live stream, so you can check that out on the channel there, Rakesh, after this. But we will be talking about the Hedron price in a second, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we got back here on the 19th of June, we had the Hex price at 2.8 cents. And of course, we're a few days after that now. So we're currently, let's take this. We're currently, how many days? We're 30 days away, a month since that low. And of course, we're currently up 43% from there, looking pretty good. And of course, we've got a couple of really bullish things in this chart. We've got slightly higher lows here. Obviously, after coming up the top here, obviously we're going to get past this area here. And of course, I'm talking about maybe 6.3 cents, something like that. And of course, at the moment, we've got 4 cents. We're getting higher lows here with these little dojis. And of course, we've got a couple of cool things. We've got the tightening Bollinger Bands. That's the blue bands. The top of the blue band is the top 95% of the price range. And the bottom blue band is the bottom 5% of the price range. The red line in the middle is the average. It's the 50% line there. And of course, currently those are, the top is 4 cents. The bottom is 3.3 cents. So that's about a 7/10 of a penny difference. That it means that it's really narrow now. It used to be a really wide. You can see how wide it used to be back here. Really wide. Now it's really narrow. So it's bullish because it's bullish generally speaking, or it's going to either go down or up, I should say. But it's bullish in this situation because we've got a EMA 13 here. The yellow line is crossing over, and we've got a tight Bollinger Band. We didn't have that before when we crossed over. It was still quite wide, and the sentiment at that time wasn't very good. And every so often, the EMA 13 won't play out bullish, and that's what we saw there. And of course, it did rally though. It rallied into that, but didn't manage to maintain it. And of course, here we are crossing over, and this is looking more ideal now, like really ideal with the crossover. So super bullish here. And so yeah, everything looking good there. And on top of that, we also have the DMI. We'd like to see the green line here as the buyers tip up. So I hope we'll be looking out for that. We've still got low volume at the moment, so that is a problem. So that's probably one of the things that we have to look at the moment. I looked on Staker app earlier. It was still pretty low, but we've got sellers even lower. So that's, it's still winning from that point of view. The sellers line's going down, and the buyers are in domination there. So we'll be watching that. Pretty critical over the next day or two. But that's what we've got a good chance of this uptrend continuing and actually accelerating. And of course, the RSI here is currently at 50, just at the even price there. Now, obviously, plenty of room to move up there. We'll see how it goes. But looking good to me overall. And of course, we've got this is currently what we're the 18th or 19th of July. And of course, we've got Maximus and Icosa coming up in the future with Icosa Hedron. Coming up probably in an August launch. So that's kind of there. Now, if you haven't seen my price prediction video for August, check it out on this channel too. That was giving you the two rationales, Maximus and Hedron Icosa, and of course leading into a price prediction where we could recently get to. And of course that could be blown out of the water. These are massively bullish for the Hex chart because we didn't have these before. These are sort of coming so fast at us. The teams have decided to really innovate fast and build out these contracts fast and build on the success of Maxi and then also deal with the issues that Hedron had, of course, and bring in staking into the play. So Hedron was really cool. Just too much supply, and of course now they're looking to solve that with staking and more deflation. So I think that's going to be bullish for that. All right, so there we are, looking pretty good. Let's get out of here, and we're going to jump over to we're pretty interesting point here, right? This is pretty interesting right now, maybe in the next few hours to break out of here on the hourly here. So this chart here was the daily. This chart here is the hourly on Hex, and of course a pretty pivotal moment right now as we speak to see where this goes. So we could move sideways too. 4 attempts here in the local period, not normally good. So you're really on the third attempt. You're more likely wanting to break out on the third attempt. We'll see. But it still all looks bullish. We've got bullish line there as too on the hourly. So we can be optimistic, let's say. All right, let's jump over to Hedron. Talking about Hedron. And of course, here we are. Rakesh was after Hedron here. Hedron still got higher lows, but of course it failed. It's got a higher, it's got a lower high here on the hourly, on our daily, sorry. But it's still holding up sideways here. And of course, we've still got Icosa coming. It is, the code's been finished. Going to private testnet, and of course then it's going to go to audits and public testnet, and of course then it's going to have a launch date, right? And of course we'll be looking forward to that. I think that's going to be pretty popular as well. And of course there's some big people that hold Hedron, all the big wallets hold Hedron, so I've got 83 trillion I think We could reasonably see quite a bit of action there. So this is probably the first run up that we had on the news, and I think once we get closer to it going live, we get another rally and definitely bust through this 1,000 here. This might just track sideways a little bit, or maybe just go up a little bit. We'll be watching this pretty closely, but ICOs is still coming, and I think it's going to be pretty well received. I think We Are SA is going to be very popular, and the more you look into it, you think, oh man, Mark, that's a bit of fun there. It's obviously last man standing is going to, if you actually realize your yield, you're going to be getting more yield as people exit the stacking. It's really cool like that, right? People that like to play the long game could be pretty tasty there. And obviously you've got selling HSI stakes going to eat up the heat supply, and of course the staking is going to be pretty attractive too. Now in the 31st 30 days, the only way to get ICOSA is to sell your HSI stakes, which requires Hex. So if you got HSI stakes, you're fine, but if you don't have, you're going to need Hex to put into HSI stakes and then sell it to the ICOSA contract. So it's going to be fascinating. So there's lots of game theory there. I do like it. And of course, those HSI stakes will be, the Hedron will be borrowed against those. And of course, the HSIs will be defaulted and sent to the auctions. And of course, that's going to be more Hedron bid on there. That's going to be burnt. And of course, the borrowed Hedron is going to go back to stakers. So it's a pretty nice little mechanism. Going to be interesting to see that play out. We're going to talk more about that, think more about the game theory there and future videos coming up. So stay tuned for that. So cool. That is where we're at the moment. 3739, looking pretty good. Got to crack that 1,000 though, and start building a base on that 1,000 there. So if we drag this out and have a look at the longer time frame, of course we had all the action at the beginning, and of course this Gunther's talked a lot about his play in there, and of course we covered this in depth when we were going up there, and many people that were watching this channel did very well out of that, particularly those who sold at top here, obviously. And of course, this is where we're at the state. I've still got these old lines in here. Can you believe it? I've got these old lines in here. We're going to take some of those out. I did take a lot of them out. I thought I took them all out, but must have left those ones in there. So this is kind of the picture that we've got at the moment. And of course, we do need to get over this 1,000 line here and start building. But I think the low was in back here at 175, 180. And of course, away we are at the moment, up pretty nicely to 873. So it's had a pretty good run already. But I think we've got more to go. So but definitely next target, that 1,000, pretty key. Cool. That is that. Let's jump over to Maximus DAO. And of course, we're going to full screen this one because this has been like a boss, this one. Taking a bit of a cool off at the moment, but looking pretty good on the daily. This is the daily one here. We're going to jump away there. Let me take that comment away. That was on Hedron. We've got Pearl, Hex, 2 more green dots from yesterday pointing upwards. I agree, Pearl. I agree. Hey, Badgio's in house. Hey, good to see Badgio. Stake Hex. Am I wrong? The cheapest layer 1 Dex is Balancer at $5.35. If you sacrifice for PulseX, get it. Get exited. Get excited. Get excited. Excite. What's it? Borat, excite. I can't remember exactly how it says that. Good morning, Hex Biker from the UK. Hey, welcome everybody from the UK. Always great to see you. And of course, welcome. We're going to just jump over. Just let me check all my chats. Hey, welcome. We've got people on some of the other crypto chats. That's cool. And of course, we are currently, we just got some more subscribers. So we're currently 20 subscribers away from 5,000 here on Hex Token channel. So cool. And a big shout out to everybody else. All right, we got KD in the house there. KD with the popcorn and the ducks. We got Chicago Construction. Are you in Chicago's real estate? No, I am not. And of course, I'm not sure how that one came in there. Let me look. And Chicago's real estate? No. Hey, good morning, Hex Biker, says Briz, with the ducks as well and the tacos. Beno says your thoughts on Team and other Maxi-like tokens that are launching soon. Hey, Beno, I've got a huge video. Our first live stream yesterday, I think, was on Team and Maxi, so definitely check that out. It was either the first one or the second one. I think I covered both of them yesterday, so definitely check that out. But I will talk about them quickly now as well. So Badger's in there with the Hex. Nice. All right, we're going to get onto that. Yeah, so let's talk about that. That is kind of where we're up to, the Team and the Maxi. Okay, so we've got lots of stuff here. So at the moment, we've got the Maxi prices. This is the 15.2 year pooled stake. Okay, so it's like a treasury stake. And of course, there is a treasury value. There's basically the Hex price. The treasury price is slightly higher because it's accumulating Hex in the 15-year contract. And then on top of that is the market price, which is at the moment a massive premium over both of those two prices. So it's pretty massive. And we're just under 8 cents at the moment. So cool. Let's have a look at the premium, which is probably more interesting. And of course, the success of the premium is really making this team superstars because currently it's at a 98.5% premium. It has been pretty high though. As you can see, we had a big spike back here, 233, which is pretty insane. It's 133%, 134% premium. But of course, we've been slowly increasing over time. Obviously, good news around the perpetuals. And of course, the team token have really helped rally it. And hey, look, a very good chance it's going to continue to rise up and to the right over Hex. We'll be watching out for that. Now, obviously, this launched, around about the April 16th. It's pretty much 294.3 million maxi tokens. And of course, you need, if you want to get the team token, the team is like a DAO token. And of course, you want the team token, you need to use maxi. So if we've got 294.3 million maxi, that's going to get eaten up, right? It's going to get eaten up by some of this maxi. So to get the team token, you need maxi, and that maxi is going to get eaten up to some degree. So I think it's 30% is going to get burned. And of course, some of the rest of it's going to go, I think 30% going to stakers on the 369. Originally thought it was 70%, but I saw a recent number 30%, so I have to clarify some of those details. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That if you've got a team token, you're going to get maxi back over 3 years, 6 years, and 9 years holding that token, and that's in addition to the half of the bigger pays better bonus from all the perpetual stakes. So the base token, the trio token, the lucky token, and the decky token, and of course that's going to be, you're going to get 50% of those bigger pays better bonuses that those contracts have. Remember, they're perpetual, so after their term finishes, they just roll over again and again, and every time they roll over, they have a mint and a redemption phase. So maybe you want to redeem your token, or you want to mint more, and you add into that, you add in more into the stake there. So just tops up and then rolls over a bigger amount potentially is the net outcome. So pretty awesome. Looks like there's going to be a 14-day mint phase for those. So for the base is 1 year, the trio is 3 years, the lucky is 7 years, and the decky is 10 years. So obviously the maxi is 15.2 years. So you're going to have 5 staking pools running. And of course, maybe the premium of those other 4 pools, which got shorter time frames, are going to be, the premium is going to be a relative difference from this one, you could argue. So instead of having, say, 100% premium, maybe 10 years has something like a 65% or 70% premium, that sort of thing. Remember, there are other benefits, of course, of the staking pool, pretty much 99.9% lower gas fees, and of course, because of the pooled nature, and of course, you're going to have optionality. You can actually take your perpetual token, whether it's a base or a trio or a lucky, and you can transfer it to another wallet. You can't do that with a Hex stake. If you do it individually, it's stuck in there. And of course, with this, you can actually transfer your stakes around in different wallets. Pretty cool like that, right? So that's a cool feature. And of course, it gives you optionality. The optionality by itself actually might make some people actually stake longer, right? So some people might actually be a psychological thing that actually stake longer as opposed to being locked in, and you can't do anything anyway if you're locked into a staking ladder. The other thing, of course, if you have a bit of each of these, maybe you get you put some Hex in a base token, you put it into a trio, into all of these over the next 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, 10 years, and you have a bit of a staking ladder all the way up to maxi. You could do it that way as well. And of course, you're going to get high yield on all of them because you're going to have not only longer pays better, which is the most of the bonus, and of course, people that don't go into these also get that by staking through go.hex.com or Staker app. But you're also going to get the bigger pays better bonus, so a slightly higher yield. So it's going to be pretty good. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, so I think it's going to be pretty good. You can also take those tokens as well, and maybe you can take those ownership tokens and put them in liquidity pools. Obviously, you got facing and permanent loss potentially issues, but of course, you can earn liquidity fees over multiple years. So that's the other, I guess, the other side of it as well. Yeah, so pretty cool. I think the base trio lucky decky, like I say, I think they could do huge for locking up Hex. And of course, if that's as early as August, so that's per my video I did, that's a massive Hex sink, right? Sinking a lot of Hex out of circulating supply. So that's pretty awesome. And of course, as you guys know, I have my waterfall chart just to try and illustrate the power of these projects coming up. We're going to pull it up just briefly, and we're going to focus on the ones that are potential targets. And of course, we've got the maxi here at the moment. That did 300 mil. Super successful, taking out a circulating supply. Our starting circulating supply here is based on May 2021. Of course, we do have an updated one if you want to check out the video I did on this a little while back here on May 2022. I think it was April 2022, May 2022. And of course, we start with 25.2 billion amongst users or the public. So this excludes all the Origin account Hex and all Sacrifice account Hex. And of course, then we had all the sacrifices, PulseChain, PulseX, a lot of public stuff happening there. And then of course, we get up to Maxi there as well. And then of course, we also had the HSI for Hedron. Hedron did really well. Hedron did 350 million, got locked up in HSI stakes. So both of them, that's 650 million locked up in staking through these two mechanisms. And this is existing stuff. So what's the future stuff? We've got the Maximus 4. These are the perpetuals. They could do 150 million each, getting them off circulating supply, getting them staked. This is super bullish for a Hex price long term on both chains, on both Ethereum and on PulseChain. And of course, if they do even better, imagine getting 50% more. We're expecting 150 million from Maxi potentially, and it did 294, almost 300 million. So almost 100% more. So if we did 50% more, so I'm discounting it by 50%, we could possibly get up to 900 million. Now, will we get that? Who knows? We're going to find out. Regardless of what we get, we're still going to be pretty bullish. And of course, even if we don't get this extra upside, maybe we hit the 600 million there. Maybe we do only half of that. Maybe we do 300 million less. This is just a potential target of hitting the full bigger pays better bonus, which these contracts really do want to get. If you want to get that extra premium bonus, it's self-fulfilling in that sense. So a nice play. And of course, why would people do that? They get the premium, they get the optionality, they get liquidity, and of course, they've also seen how successful the Maxi has been in terms of its premium over Hex. And of course, maybe one could get a proportional premium on each time frame going forward. So that's kind of the logic there. Now, so that's pretty cool. So we could get that. And then on, of course, Icosa's coming up there. Maybe we'll get 150 million extra Hex put into HSI stakes during the launch phase of Icosa. And of course, to get Icosa in the first 30 days, you have to sell HSI stakes. Staking, you have to wait 30 days, minimum staking period 30 days. So you have to wait. So the only way to get it is by putting Hex in HSIs. Some people have HSIs already, but some people may have liquid Hex. They're going to put that in. That's good for long-term Hex price. It gets it off the market. But some people, for both the Maximus and the HSI and the Icosa, will be buying Hex on the market. And as we know, with the Hex price at the moment, it's already on the daily basis looking kind of bullish, right? So a lot of these indicators looking good bullish. So and of course, August is coming up pretty quickly, 2 weeks away, say. And of course, then whatever, we don't know when the launch date's going to be for these teams. We just know that both teams have pretty much finished their coding. Both of them have just gone to private, just in the last couple of days, gone to private testing, building their front-end dApps. And of course, so you can interact with these for the minting phases and stuff. And of course, then they're going to go to audits and public testing, and of course, then announce a launch date. So it could reasonably be August. So that's the rationale for that time zone. Obviously, the teams have to give the official announcements. We're just basing on the information they've given us so far, and the fact that they've been going pretty fast. A lot of the Maximus code too is established code in Maxi, so it's just kind of been extended and updated. So pretty bullish on that. We'll keep tracking, of course, the information as the teams give it to us, and updating that timeline, right? So that's kind of where we're at this stage. Obviously, we're just basing on best information on this channel. Woohoo! All right, so that's pretty cool. And I think that was kind of, where was that? Yeah, I think so. Let me think. Have I missed anything? The team token. The team token, of course, is going to be pretty epic too. And it's going to be, like I said, getting 0.5%. I think I talked about the team tokens getting 0.5% there. It's going to be pretty bullish too. And of course, we're going to look at doing some spreadsheets on this. So it's start coming up in a future video. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, I think that's where we're at the stage. And of course, there's the mystery box as well. But don't forget the mystery box. We'll talk more about that too in another live stream as well. All right, cool. Let us jump over to Pulse Dodge coin. Pulse Dodge there is looking pretty good. But before we do that, I'm just going to find my studio. I've lost my studio. Where'd my studio go? I lost my studio here. So let's take away that. We've got a couple of comments first before we move on to Pulse Dodge. So hopefully, Benno, that helps. And don't forget to check out the full video that we did yesterday on that one. We've done a couple of videos, to be honest. Genuine says, just recommend a dozen or so to your channel. Nice one, Genuine. Appreciate that. Big shout out. Woohoo! Superman bow down for that. Superman bow down. That's how we roll. StakeX says, Benno, for sure, into the new Maxi products. My 8-year-old has been trying to stake more in Hex, and I'm telling her to hold her liquid powder for the launch. Nice one, StakeX. You couldn't have said much better than that. I think that's kind of as good as you can get on that one. StakeX says, Suman, how do you get the teams token? Do you have to buy all 3 new products plus whole Maxi? So that's the one point I didn't talk about. was the fact that, yes, we've got perpetuals, which are hex staking pools, and then we've got the team token, which is like a DAO. The team token is going to benefit from half of the big pays better bonus from the perpetuals pools or staking pools. It's also going to, that's all of them, right? So as they come due, so as the 1 year comes due, it's going to get the benefit from that, and that rolls over the next year, it gets a benefit. And every so often, once it gets to 3 years, you're going to have the base benefit going into the team token, and you're going to have the trio one, which is the 3 year one, rolling in. And eventually, they're going to all start aligning up with each other over time. And of course, you get bigger and bigger payouts on particular years that they all mature at the same time. It's going to be pretty mind-blowing. Anyway, so that's pretty much that. But on top of that, of course, so you're getting a bigger pays better. You're also going to get that 369. So you're going to get maxi paid to you over those years. Obviously, I think it's 30% going to be burned if they're still holding to that, I'm pretty sure. And of course, that means that maxi supply itself is going to get more scarce. So we're at 294.3 million maxi. And of course, whatever maxi goes in the team, we don't know. We just don't know what that's going to be. Then, of course, but we know that some maxi's going in there, for goodness sake, unless no one uses the product. Then, of course, the maxi supply is going to go up. And, of course, arguably the premium will go up. I don't know. We'll see. The premium may not always stay up this high. It may not stay up this high all the time. We don't know that either, right? It may come down closer to Hex or Treasury price. We just don't know. It may continue to bull all the time, subject to people just hodling it. Who knows? But some people have to sell sometimes, right? And of course, who knows what happens in the future? There's all those, black swan events and things like that. So who knows? Who knows? But so far, so good. It looks pretty amazing. So you got the staking ladder, you got the perpetuals, you got the benefit into team token. Team token is also going to benefit from future product development, which the team has already hinted at doing as well. So beyond the perpetuals, and of course, that's going to benefit from that. So it's going to be the ultimate treasury DAO token as a team token. So that's kind of the rationale. That's hard to price. It's not completely easy to price, but it's pretty bullish. Now, the other thing, of course, is you're going to say, do you have to? So you need maxi to get the team token. You can't use Hex to get the team token. You use Hex to get the perpetuals. So if you're going to get for the base 1 year, the trio 3 years, the lucky 7 years, and the Decky 10 years, you need Hex for those. You need Hex for them. If you want to get the team token, you can't use Hex. You can't use any other token other than maxi. You have to put maxi into the DApp, and you'll get team token out. And 30% of the maxi that goes in there is going to be burned. The rest of it's going to be distributed. I think some's going to the mystery box, and I think some of it's going to the 369 for the team endowment. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Brazzosi said, yeah, thank me later. You have to send maxi coins to get the team. Exactly. Brazzosi said it well. Emergency in-state penalties are great as well, says KD. True, that's also there. Beno says you get team a one for one by giving maxi tokens the same way as getting maxi by giving Hex a few months ago. Absolutely. In fact, we've got we'll pull up a little picture of that. Wasn't going to do that, but let's pull up. I think we've got a little picture of that. I think I've got it saved in my bookmarks here somewhere. I think I've got on the bookmarks. Maybe I haven't got on bookmarks. I haven't got on the bookmarks, so we're going to have to go to Dipcatcher's site. And he's got a couple of previews of what he was doing with the DApp front end with the minting phase. Pretty much the same as maxi, where you put Hex in, you get maxi out. It's a very simple process. Very simple process. You don't lose the ownership of the maxi is the ownership token. You don't lose your Hex. It's not like a sacrifice where you give your Hex and you get some pulse points. It's not like that. So here it is here, converting old maxi minting UI into team UI. This is on the 17th. Took like 30 minutes. That's how fast it took. Converting it to support the perpetuals will take like 5 minutes, he says. Getting our testnet dApps up and running. And of course, there it is. You put maxi in, and you're going to get team. Mint one team per maxi pledge. That's all you do. Put them in. You put your maxi in. You got to have maxi in your wallet, and then you just mint the team. You put the amount in, and then mint your team. Away you go. So cool. Pretty easy, peasy, weasy. All right, cool. What is HSI? HSI there is a stake for Hedron. So let's go to the actual pool. Go to that. Let's pull up Hedron. So it's a Hex stake. There's a Hex stake instance there. So on Hedron here, that's where it is. I'm going to post this on the chat here in case you want to check this out, genuine. Bam. So HSI stake is Hex stake instance, and you can create them easily. You just connect your wallet here, and of course you'll have to prove the Hex first, and then you put the Hex in there, and then you put the amount of days you want to stake. Now 5 day stakes get bonuses And of course, also if it's got stakes with the claim bonuses as well. So from the launch phase, get percentage bonus as well. So you put the hex in there, you put your stakes in there. Obviously, 555 get an extra 10% bonus when you sell it to the ICOSA contract when it comes up, and that's what you remember. So once you do that, you'll have the HSI stake held for yourself. Now I'll actually probably do this on tomorrow. We might do Hedron on PulseChain to show you how the mechanisms work. Probably the best way of doing it, but it's pretty easy. You just put the hex in, and of course the amount of days, and of course 5 for 5 day stakes do get a bonus, as we showed on the bookmarks here. Let's go to the Hedron. This is the Hedron stuff here too. I'll post this as well in the chat there so that you can learn this. This is pretty much how ICOSA is going to work. We're jumping topics a little bit here, but that's cool. Below says Hex stake done on Hedron. Yeah, Hex stake instances, HSI. Okay, thinks he's genuine. Basically, Hedron stake on Hex. Yeah, basically. It gets turned into an NFT that can be traded. Yeah, so you can have it as a Hex stake, and then you can turn it into an NFT, which you can sell on OpenSea, of course, or you're going to be able to sell it to the ICOSA contract. So HSI's buybacks to the ICOSA, sell HSI's to ICOSA smart contract, and of course, then you'll get ICOSA in return. So you put Hex inside the little HSI stake, wrapped it, and then of course you can then sell it HSI to the ICOSA, and of course it's going to own it then. And then what does it give you in return for your Hex that you put into the HSI stake? It's going to give you ICOSA in return, and you can stake your ICOSA. Yeah, you can. And of course, then you're going to earn ICOSA and Hedron on your ICOSA. Is that crazy? You're going to earn ICOSA and Hedron on that, and of course then you can claim it at maturity, and then of course you can top it up and add to it and circle around. Now, obviously, with HSI buybacks, you can see down the bottom here, it's pretty hard to see, but you get 10% for selling a HSI stake that has a 555-day stake in it, which is a 15.2-year stake. If you've got a Hedron launch bonus on your HSI stake, you'll get a 1 to 10% bonus with the Hedron launch bonus, so you get a bit extra if you've got existing one. You have to have existing one, so all new ones, really, you only get a bonus if you've got a 555-day stake there, so some people might do that. That's really bullish for Hex, right? It's going to lock up more Hex. Yes, it is. It is going to lock up more Hex. So what happens to that is that once the HSI stake, once it buys that, it's going to take that away. And of course, it's going to take that away, and it's going to borrow against that HSI stake. Because once you set these up, you can actually borrow Hedron against them. That's another feature here. Once you've set it up, you can do that. We'll show that tomorrow. We might do a live stream on that one and show you how to use a Hedron there. And of course, once they're going to take that Hedron that they borrow, they're going to give it back to stakers. So they're going to give it back to stakers over here who are going to earn Hedron, which is pretty cool. And of course, then those stakes after 90 days will go into liquidation. And of course, they'll show up here. There's no active liquidations today, but they'll show up there. And of course, people will then bid on those with Hedron. And of course, the winning bid gets burned. The Hedron gets burned. So that's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. And deflation here. And of course, it's pretty cool like that. I hope you guys liked it. I liked it. I thought it was good. All right. So, and then people are going to lock up all the Hedron. The 83 trillion Hedron. Lots of it's going to get locked up, I guess. We don't know how much is a question. We'll find out. Empirical question, I guess. Cool. So these are the two mechanisms. HSI buybacks is the only way to get ICOSA in the first 30 days. And of course, people want to stake the Hedron, and here we'll also be able to do that. 30 days the minimum stake period. So remember here, minimum stake length here, 30 days, no bonus. So this stuff here, all this information here applies to the Hedron staking. And this stuff over here, this extra information applies to selling HSI stakes, which require Hex and HEM. And of course, this is the third component. We are all say this is a one-off thing. And of course, it's going to be limited time, of course. A very limited time to do that. I think 14 days for the issue here to buy. Here you have to bid in Hedron, and of course to get the NFT, the more you bid in, the more points you get relative to everybody else, and then you're going to earn ICOSA. And of course, if you decide to unstake and capture all that yield that you've earned in ICOSA, you will be out of the game, out. So if there's 100 people into the NFT thing, and one goes out, there's 99 getting the rest of it. So they're going to get higher payouts. And of course, if 10 more leave, it gets higher. There's only 90 left. If 40 more leave, there's 50 people left. They're getting even more yield. It's the last man standing gets it all. And of course, it's forever. It's forever. So it's a pretty fun thing. I have no idea how to price that. I just know that the yield looks like the upside could be huge on this Wii, I will say. Who knows? It's going to be fascinating. Some people are going to play the game. It's probably the more gamified part of this whole thing. But it's a pretty exclusive club, right? But like the team token, we are all SA is a little bit like that, right? It's like an exclusive club. that own a pretty exclusive part of the ecosystem. So it's going to be fascinating to see that be priced. Very hard to do that. All right, cool. So that's pretty much that. I didn't even mean to get into all that, but super bullish. So we've got potentially Maximus 600 million, potentially maybe 150 million. Who knows? Maybe way more. Who knows? I don't know. It's going to be find out, but that's what I put in for bigger pays better. It's not really biggest pay better for this, but 150 million is kind of where we're at this for that. Cool. And in 1 or 2 weeks, we're going to have PowerFlex coming in, Power City, and probably in a week or two, they're going to give us updates. We're going to deep dive into Power City Flex. That's the third big product, the third massive product coming to eat up the Hex supply. And of course, over the time, we're going to see the Hex supply get benefit from further things coming up there. Other projects, Heart Wallet, Hex Investment Trust, obviously is in the game already. When it goes public, it could be massive. We've got the Virality Heist Estates coming at the end of the year. We've got PulseChain could be massive. We've got the EV exchange we just talked about with Overwatch. And of course, the circulating supply is going to go down. What does that mean? Price goes up. So it's still going to have the parabolic rises. People still sell when the price goes up. People still buy when the price goes up. So it's just the way this is going to be. This is only indicative of all the big fundamentals coming. And all these ones are coming very soon in terms of Maximus and Icosa. These ones right here, near the game. So cool. All right. That was fun. I don't know what you guys thought was fun. I thought it was fun. All right. So we've got Pulse Dodge coin as well. That's counting down. What did we say? 10 days left? 10 days left. Man, oh man, this thing's getting fun. We're at $3.64. And of course, this thing could do all sorts of craziness in the next 10 to 20 days. So it could happen before. I think we did a poll a couple weeks ago. 60% of people thought that the pump mentals were going to play out after the launch. Pretty crazy on this one. So watch out for Pulse Dodge coin. Very cool. Let's quickly go to the BNB coins. We're at just under 4/10 of a penny for Pulse Dodge, the original on BNB. And of course, you can see that here, just sort of still mumming around there. P33 down at 13.68. It's even lower than it was. It was up at almost 15 cents. It's a little bit lower. And of course, what else we got here? Man, oh man, look at this, man. IM having on a rally for IM. It needs to get over this 1,000 mark. That's here. So it needs to get over this level here to really start to move higher, like to form a higher low. It's got a higher low here, but it's very shallow. And of course, it's still going to get over this level here. But if it gets over 1,000 and starts forming a nice base over 1,000, that's pretty bullish for the IM chart. It's not. They've had 9% burn on IM. This is not the IMD token for the wallet, of course. This is their first token. But hey, we'll see whether so far so good. Seems to be having a nice move up. So we'll be watching that. So far so good, because it wasn't doing anything for a while. It was just mucking around, but it's actually making a bit of a move at the moment. So good on them for that. We'll watch the space on there. Now, obviously, the weight token has been in play. What do we say? 32 million had been claimed so far, but that was pretty low. Remember, we've got about 900 something million now, 940 million. So it's still pretty low. The price is at 6/10 of a penny, and we've got a new day here. But hey, it might end up being green tomorrow by the time we check it. But it's at 6/10 of a penny. Sorry, 6/10 of a penny. Yeah, that's great. So that's where it's at the moment. Not many people have claimed. And the more you wait, hashtag wait, the more weight tokens you're going to get, right? Leading up to PulseChain. That's what it's all about. All right, cool. I think that's probably where we're at to. Let us jump away. Coming up on, we're not too far away from an hour and a half, but getting there. And we've got all the charts. We're going to leave it on the charts here. Let me pull this down a bit further and pull that up so you can see the Maximus and the Hedron. So PLSD. And Hex, are we going to get a breakout past here, past this 4 cent mark? Pretty important, I think, in my view. What else? We got a couple people in the house. Okay, so Liquid Hex, Hedron Stake, and then Team Hex, Liquid Hex. No, you need Maxi for Team. You need Maxi for Team, genuine. You need Maxi token. So you need the token here on the bottom left. This is the one you need. If you're going to get Team token, you need this one. This one here, Maxi. That's what you need for Team. If you're going to go for a Icosa, you need the HSI stake. So you put Hex in HSI, and you can go for the Icosa token. Yeah, hopefully that's clear. Come on, Hex Pump Baby, says Brennan. Yeah, it looks, it's teasing us, man. It is teasing us. This Hex chart is like teasing, man. But it's looking good. I think it's looking good. Volumes are still low, though. But a bit of volume comes into Hex, away it goes, right? Away it goes. So we'll look out for that. No, Team is with Maximus, guys. Hedron is a different project. Yeah, don't get confused between those two. They're genuine. You need a Maxi for Team token. You need HSI stakes for to sell if you're going to sell them. That's the second mechanism. for the ICOSA. The other thing, of course, if you've got Hedron, you can put Hedron straight in the staking. So that's pretty cool. Brazazi's got Maxi as team. Dividends to you when all the smart contracts created by Dipcatcher in. True that. And Jenna, yep. Cool. What else there? We got the Brazazi in there as well. Liquid Hex, the Hedron. And of course, NFTs of your Hex stake. Yeah, we're going to look at Hedron tomorrow. We might do some of that with the HSI stakes, play around on PulseChain so you can see how that mechanism works, all the different options that are there. Liquid Hex to Hedron, and NFT and ICOSA. That's right, genuine. Woohoo! You got it, man. You got it. That's so good. Yes, says Briz. Yes, says Briz. Nice one. Hey, we got Alzuza there. Hi, good to see you, Alzuza. Very cool. What Kate Fergus in his house as well. What's up? All had a Vindaloo earlier, almost. Oh no, Kate Fergus. All right, family channel, but I get where you're heading. I feel excitement. Yeah, I bet you do. Kate Fergus. Hey, Katie, I hope you had a good weekend. Genuine says, ever feel like a kid in a lodge shop? So much to choose from. Yeah. Well, a lot of these products are the best products. I try to talk about the best, better products. So hopefully that helps. There's so many products around, but crypto. Had to carry some sound, says Kate Ferg. Kate Ferg, you take next level. Kate Ferg's always pushing the next level. Katie says, imagine having 2x speed on Superman tonight. He's flying tonight. Exciting times, says Katie. I'm excited too. Hey, look, it's really hard not to be excited about all this stuff coming up. It really is hard to keep calm. And hopefully, by me, pulling this as much as possible together, there's still a few things that I've got to still talk about, but it really is pretty cool. Gabriel says, can you share a link to the multiple things that will affect Hex price, etc. spreadsheet, says Gabriel. Yeah, well, I've still got to do refinement on that, Gabriel. But it is public, yeah. So I might, maybe I'll do that tomorrow, Gabriel. I still want to do a bit of work on the forward-looking stuff, and I need to put some stuff around it. If I was going to share it around, I'd have to put some caveats on some of the forward-looking stuff because it's just showing a general direction. But I will get that out. Andrew Reckinold says, what happens to the Pulse Dodge in 10 days? Is there an event or milestone or wrecking? Yeah, so Pulse Dodge coin, these are the key fundamentals. Scarcity, there probably won't be more than 6 million tokens. It is currently at 5.7 million. There's 10 days to go. There's some sort of whale syndicate with Gunther the accountant. And of course, the OA and the BA address will get minted their tokens at the end. And of course, that's inclusive of that 5.7 million. That's inclusive of that. So, and then of course, there's going to be staking and deflation coming out. We don't know how that's going to work, and whether there's a second token for that as well. So that could come out of the BA address. Who knows? So we're still waiting for that stuff to come out. That's pumpamental for a Pulse Dodge coin as well. So really, it's going from a meme coin to a staking coin. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's going to be a meme staking coin. Let's say that. Pearl says New Zealand coffee, probably. Pearl, probably. Nice to see PulseChain finally released, says Kate Fergus. Yeah, finally released there in due course. Just kidding, lol, but I think it will be soon, says Kate Fergus. Big claps out for excellent choice there. Gentleman says, have to claim it before the next 10 days. Can only claim if you had Hex stake. Sometimes 20th of April is the date. Gentlemen, 20th of April is the date that if you want to claim your PLSD. You need to be 20th of April there. Excellent choice with the thumbs. Boom, boom. And I guess the claim timeout in 10 days means in theory less chance of dumping after that. That's true. That's another fundamental. It's the end of the launch phase in 10 days. Less bigger dumps. Good to see you, mate. Have you done any work on? We'll jump through all that. And I think that's where we're up to. Cool. All right. Cool. Nice. We did pretty well. An hour and 28. We're almost an hour 30. How about that? What an awesome day we've had today. And tomorrow we've got rags to riches with Hex and Token. We've got more. We're going to have more people coming up. In a week or two, we're going to have Power City coming on with all the latest updates. It's going to be so good. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I've got a few other surprises coming up too, hopefully this week with some big interviews. We're going to start doing more interviews on this channel. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy that and get some alpha bombs dropping all over the place. And, we'll have to put out the fires, but that's the way it goes. All right. Let us play out on the way out here. We're going to play out some cool videos. Hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. Hopefully that stuff on Overwatch was really enlightening and just showing how big the commitment is to the PulseChain is big. And of course, it is probably one of the best ways, although they do a lot of other stuff around security, contracts, and a lot of that other stuff, it really is a big deal for them in terms of creating massive value out of PulseChain for themselves as well. Pretty cool. All right, let us go. We're going to go out with style. Hope you guys enjoy this. We're going to play a couple of videos on the way out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And a big welcome to obviously to all the other channels that are watching at the moment. And of course, how many? We need 20 more subscribers to get to 5,000. Subscribe on the way out. That'd be really helpful. Share the channel as well. Let's play a few Pumpamental videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. Woohoo! And if you want to become a member of this channel, hit the join button. PulseChain, Hexkins, and of course the Richard Hart Club, 3 memberships. And don't forget to join our Discord in the video description as well. All right, bye for now. Let's get into it. Woohoo! Pump, 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 pump.
That's the biggest truck I've ever seen. What the fuck? Wow.
You're driving the baddest monster truck you ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got 2 wheels in the front that turn. This one's got 4. 4 54-inch wheels turning in the front, another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. It took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around now. It's good for bumping your head and feeling good.
So as everyone knows, it's been a real rough period for crypto investors, and many are actually saying, though, that this turmoil is having something of a cathartic effect, right? In the sense that, listen, it gets rid of the poorly run coins and companies and even some bad actors. Meanwhile, the community itself has really turned into a whole bunch of individual tribes, a lot of believers, of course, committed to their favorite coins. In fact, yesterday I read where Well reportedly bought 20 million Shiba Inu for 210 million. That would have been the largest purchase in history there. I do want to bring in now Hex.com founder Richard Hart. You know, Richard, you are the man behind Hex, and it's been some tough sledding for you, like everyone else of late. Just tell us exactly, you know, what it is, why you created it.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's got a lot of stuff it can't do. So, you know, right now you're seeing everyone lose all their money, and I do mean all of their money, to people that said they would give them more coins. They tried to earn yield on their Bitcoin. They gave their keys to somebody else, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. So what does everyone do? They give their keys to middlemen that have a good story. They're going to give you some interest. I invented something that I gave for free to Bitcoin holders that let them generate yield by holding their own keys without giving them to somebody else.
So I've did some research, and I want to just ask you about a couple of things, because you've got some detractors out there. It might be a easy way of saying it. And I saw one article and one FI titled "Richard Hart's Hex Token is a Brilliant Scam." It says that the biggest problem with Hex is that the answers you just referred to being paid, but the token doesn't generate revenue, so the only place money can come from is other investors. That would be a Ponzi scheme, no matter how much you spend it. And then, of course, it goes on to say you lay it on thick. What do you say to an article like that? What do you say to an article like that?
Everyone misuses these words. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent endeavor where people are told they're going to get paid more from a business activity that doesn't really exist. It's fraudulent. And there's a middleman that pays you your rewards. The family likeness test would say that Hex is most similar to Bitcoin, where miners create money out of thin air and pay themselves their own rewards through the fruits of their own labor. And therefore, since there's no middleman, since you mint your own coins, it cannot be a Ponzi. It can be a bubble, which is why the price drops 85% every 3 or 4 years. But then it goes on to make new all-time highs. So Bitcoin's dropped 85% 3 or 4 times now, and yet it's gone up 690 million% from a penny to $69,000. And so all Hex is Bitcoin with a proof of work change, where we pay people inflation to hold the price up through staking instead of paying them to destroy the environment through SHA-256 mining. So that's all it is. It's Bitcoin with a proof of work change.
I've been bringing a lot of folks on in your space because I'm trying to learn all of this. And again, when people found out you were coming on, I got a whole bunch of articles. There's another one I want to ask you about because, listen, obviously you've got a pretty strong following, but there was one in AZ Coin. This is 2019. And it says worrisome Hex founder Richard Hart was revealed to be a notorious scammer known as the Spam King. Again, listen.
I got sued for $500 in civil court 20 years ago, and I couldn't pay for a lawyer to defend myself because in small claims court, you can't have a lawyer defend you.
Okay.
It would have cost me more than $500 to fly to Washington to go win the case. So I don't think being sued for $500 in small claims court makes you a Spam King.
Richard, where do we go from here? With respect to the overall crypto space, Bitcoin, and Hex itself?
I called the top on the day. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100,000. I told you it was going down to 10,000. Why? Because it drops 85% every once in a while. But people, they forget that happens. They always think that this time's different. Nope, this time's not different. Are people paying $1 million for JPEGs, or more accurately, serial numbers loosely related to JPEGs, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet? Yes, they are. As long as people are doing that, you have to have a crash. The reality will not let idiots that buy JPEGs for $1 million survive.
For Hex, right? I understand you control like 88%.
Oh, Hex.
People want to know, as they're getting in, are you not getting out?
The best time, the origin address has never sold a single Hex. Vitalik dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. The Ethereum Foundation dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. Chainlink founder dumps Chainlink on your head all the time. The origin address in Hex has never sold a single coin, ever. If you want to know who's dumping, just go look. It's all on chain. All of Hex's trading's on chain. Unlike that crap that you see, the fake volume and fake exchange trading you see for all the other coins. All of our stuff's on chain. You can see who sold, when they bought, what other coins they like, when they're locked up for. It's a miracle. It's the most transparent trading in the entire industry.
All right. Hey, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you coming on, and I do say...
You know I called the top on the day, right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm waiting for you to call. I thought you were going to come on the show and call the bottom. No, that's what I'm looking for.
I'll call the bottom when it's 11K.
All right,
and then maybe we go a little deeper.
Sounds good. Richard, thank you very much. All right, folks, of course, I want to hear from you all the time, no matter.
Bitcoin's amazing run.
Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola, fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which, by the way, is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop. Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity. So it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree.
Well,
so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not true.
How would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000 because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play this time as a different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes. The top for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top, so it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months, I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. It was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55 and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
Yeah, 85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin, no.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
The market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who didn't buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So it's down 38% now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's going on? Where's it going next? No?
No, when it falls out of the parabola, it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55% under 30K, and then it bounced. It went up to 69.
back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce, and my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did new doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username too. I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but sometimes you have to.
Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable expectation.
Agree. Yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump. And when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's going to have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag that just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, call the tops on the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/RichardHart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. We're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price, and now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price will go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. He took on $200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the 3 ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah. So once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Called top on the day. Bitcoin, told you 27 days later, Ethereum. It did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are getting, people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know. What else I can do for you? It's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb. They don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called PulseChain. So, you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind.
Hey everybody, great news. Woohoo! This channel just got, YouTube just granted this channel a shopping tab. So I don't know what we're going to do with it, but it's cool. I thought it was great news. So, we're growing up. We're growing up. The little boy's going to move out of home. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Live stream. Catch me tomorrow. Rags to riches, of course. Awesome stuff. Live stream says, congrats. I appreciate that. Very, very short. TDK says, I want pulse here. We all do. We all want that for sure. Another achievement says, Lives Beneath. Absolutely cool. KCS shopping. Yeah, I just got it, man. It's seems pretty hard to get. Obviously, it's particularly outside the US. So really exciting. Woo! And night all says Katie. Hey, we're coming up to now 50 minutes. That's awesome stuff. And of course, join us tomorrow with Rags to Riches with the Texan Token. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shopping spree, says Brennan. Yeah. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now. And I will see you next time. We're going to probably play some music. I always like play some music. We'll play Power City Call one more time. I'm going to get another track, but this is pretty cool. Bye for now. Take care. Enjoy yourself.